we're gonna try to segue all those things into that regarding
in school. They knew what fraternities you were in.
Definitely wasn't an easy decision. I sat down with my dad.
It take a certain type of motivation. Not to say I hope I
Happy New Year and welcome to the first episode in 2022 of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I am your host, Mychal Davis, alongside Ms. Charisse, Lovett, and Mr. Jason Redmond. How y'all doing?
Hey. Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. So I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. Normally, we'll drop them on Tuesdays. We have to pre-record this one because somebody's going to be going out of town for their birthday. I'm not gonna say no names, but the last name rhymes with Lovett. That's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna give early happy birthday wishes to our co-host, Miss Charisse Lovett.
Birthday.
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
I think she's frozen.
Yeah, I think she's frozen. Yeah, I think she's frozen at the moment. But while we're basking in the glow of birthday wishes for Charisse, man, I had to dig in the crates, man. I've been trying to get this young lady on for like months. And so I went to her mom. I've been hitting her up on Twitter and her DMs. You just thought I was a stalker. Yeah.
No.
I did. Yeah, I did. Sent you the messages, DMs, and everything. Didn't get no response.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you.
Yeah, nothing.
Wow, my Twitter.
Yeah, your Twitter. Yeah.
You dang Skippy.
You dang Skippy. Yep.
Nah, I'm gonna go back and look, but
yeah. That was me. Yeah, you froze up.
Yeah, you froze. We was giving you some early happy birthday wishes.
And everything. Yeah.
First I thought you were just smiling, but then I realized you was frozen.
Oh, what? I'm back.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it. Okay.
Yeah. So we were saying that we normally, drop them on Tuesdays, but we're going to pre-record this one because somebody's going to be out of town. The last name rhymes with Lovett. That's all I'm gonna say. And we're gonna give early birthday wishes to Miss Charisse Lovett for her birthday, which is Saturday, the 8th.
Yes, Saturday the 8th. Yes.
Yeah. So happy early birthday. This is the big 21.
It is.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Big 2-1, right?
Yes.
So I was telling Mychal, Charisse, while you were froze, that this young lady that I've been trying to get her on for months. Like she's trying to debate me that I wasn't in her Twitter DM hitting her up like, yo, I'm trying to get you on my podcast. She was like, she didn't respond.
I'm gonna go back and look because I don't remember no Twitter DMs.
Oh.
My mama did tell me, but her instructions was unclear. It was very unclear. So shoot the messenger on that one. She didn't do a good job.
So I got to give your mom. I got to give her carte blanche though, because she, when I saw her, it was early in the morning, and I said, "Hey, I'm trying to get your daughter on a podcast. Have her give me a call." That was this summer too. Just FYI, that was in the summer.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's her. Definitely shoot the messenger. It's definitely her.
I know it was your mom. Yeah, but it's okay though. I sent her email and everything like, "Yo, I'm trying to get your daughter on my podcast." Blah blah blah. Nothing. Then I saw her again. I told her face to face, and she gave me the message a couple of days ago. I think like yesterday. Yeah. So.
Just the messenger.
It's the messenger. It was. I know you'd have jumped at the chance to be on the podcast. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you. So I met this young lady when she was in middle school, Shepherd Middle School, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shepherd Middle School, and she's been a bubbling force of just positivity and team player. She was a standout volleyball player in middle school, and you ended up going to Voyager, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she went to middle school at Voyager. She went to middle school at Shepherd, and she went to Voyager High School, and now she's at North Carolina Wesleyan. I said it right?
Mm-hmm.
You just finished your senior season. You about to walk across the stage.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big graduate into the world of adulthood.
Yeah.
You sound excited about that thing.
Yeah.
We still figuring it out, but yeah.
So tell us how you got going writing a book, activism. Tell me about that. Tell me a little bit about that, because that's what I want to hear this story.
Okay, so I started writing poetry when I was probably in middle school, but I started taking it seriously when I got to actually my senior year of high school. I don't even know what really made me. I think it was the classes that I was taking, and a lot of them were just requiring me to write poetry. And I was decent at it. I was okay. And then when I was a senior in high school, one of my aunts was very close to me. She passed away, and I ended up writing a poem about her, and that was the first poem that I had ever gotten published the following year, my freshman year of college. All of the poems in the book, none of them are new. Maybe one or two is actually from within that 2020 to 2019 range, but everything else is from high school, middle school. It just happened to still be relevant. So it was not like it was a year-long process that all of those poems came from. I've been writing those since I was a lot younger. And as far as getting it published, I guess what it really was for me was that when I started, so freshman year of college, I got into performing my poetry out loud.
Okay.
And I didn't like going up there with my phone. I kind of hated how it looked. Like, look, I was looking at my phone, like, and it would kind of mess up my flow sometimes. So I was like, okay, I want to have, but I'm not about to be sitting here writing everything down. So the book was the alternative. And it was really originally just kind of supposed to be for me. But I have a really supportive friend group. All of my best friends, like, they're literally my family. They're like, you have to publish it. Like, you have to like put it out in the world. And then 2020 happened, and it was just, everything was so relevant at the time that it was like, okay, like, maybe this is something I should share, something I should put out there. Yeah, now we're here.
So are you looking at doing another book?
Likely, but I don't know. Writing is not something that I do as consistently as I would like to. So it's something that kind of comes with the experiences of my life. So when things happen, that's when they kind of flow. So I definitely do have another manuscript started, nowhere near finished, but started, following a different path. So yes.
Okay. So another one's in the works.
So will it be another book of poems?
Yes. Poems and like prose, because I've started to get into like just writing fiction a little more, and fiction as well as like prose to the poetry. So I know sometimes not everybody like understands poetry. Honestly, I don't read poetry myself. I'll listen to spoken word, but I don't actually sit down and read poetry. I would rather read a prose or a novel or something like that. So I'm getting into writing prose to go along with the poems.
So
can you explain to the public what prose is?
So okay, yeah. So
everybody may not know.
Prose is like basically if the poem is roses are red, violets are blue. Prose is, I went to the garden and I saw these red roses, and this is why these roses were important to me. It's just basically an explanation, a summary, and maybe it has a little, creative language within it.
I got you. Okay. All right. So I got a question. What position in volleyball do you play? You a setter?
I am an outside right side hitter.
Now tell the world what that is.
So in volleyball, you have like, you have three main, I guess, skill sets. So you have passing, setting, and hitting, as well as like blocking, and that goes with hitting. So you have your DSs, which are your defensive specialists, who are—
those are the ones who do the digs, right?
Yeah, they dig a lot.
And
then you have your setter, which is like your quarterback. She runs the offense, and then you have your hitters who in the play.
They put that spike down.
They score.
Gotcha.
Did you go to college? Did you get a scholarship to go to school for volleyball, or?
Yes, so I'm here for volleyball.
Oh, that's what's up. So what's your major alongside the?
What is my major? I'm a double major in mass communications and computer science with a minor in journalism.
Wow.
Wow, right.
Wow. I didn't know that.
When I first started in college, I was journalism and mass production too. So yeah.
Really? I started off as a marine biology major.
A what?
What made you make the change?
Science.
Let me tell you something. I thought I was gonna be a marine biologist like all the way, like since I was a child. Like my dad's family's from Florida. I spent a lot of time there growing up. I love dolphins, like all of that. And then I got to college and I didn't take a single biology class. And I was like, what am I doing? So
It's kind of hard to take marine biology. You don't take biology, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what part of Florida is your dad family from?
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, that's down anybody.
Well, look up there. I just moved to Bradenton, Sarasota area. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just moved down here.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. So I don't want to hog the interview. So y'all just jump in and ask me whatever question you want. But I got one more question to ask. So tell me about what got you into activism.
So I don't think it was ever like a switch on and off for me.
Mhm.
My dad is really into Black history. Like ever since I was a little girl, like all of the books and people and things I was learning about, it was never just, like history, it was always Black history. And I found that like it was always very important to me. And I enjoyed it like as a kid, like I didn't know, anything else really. And just within my family, as well, there's a lot of history within my dad's side, like a lot of like his dad, his grandparents, all of them, they were all like the first, I think his grandfather was one of the first Black dentists within St. Petersburg. So there's just a lot of history in my family. So Black history was always important to me. And I guess with the year of 2020, like I said, like the poems that I was writing, none of that was new. Like there were maybe 2 poems in there that were actually from within that 2019, 2020 span, but everything else was stuff I had been writing. So I think it was less of like, I want to be an activist and more of the things that everyone else is being exposed to right now is something that myself and others like me have realized our entire lives. It's not anything new to us. So me sharing this it's more of like, I hear what y'all are saying, but we been in this. Like we're here with it. Like this is not new for us. Mm-hmm. So I think it was just a relatability thing. Like I know some of the things that I was saying, I felt like some people were having a hard time validating their feelings. And I felt like if I could, like if I can do my part, what I'm good at and the talents that I've been blessed with, like I'm gonna use that. If I could sing, shoot, I would have been out there singing, but I can't sing. So
see Leggett.
Right. So during all this, the racial turmoil, was there any of these unfortunate acts or people that resonated or spoke to you the most? So it's been a whole bunch.
Yeah, I would definitely say of the many, Breonna Taylor, and there were 2 men, different situations. I can't think of either of their names at the moment, but basically it was a situation where they were both lynched. And I think, so when I was younger, my dad, of course, like bringing me into the world of Black history, he let me hear Strange Fruit. And it was the Nina Simone version. And I absolutely loved Nina Simone when I was a little kid. But that song used to scare me so badly. It was just a very daunting song. And I definitely didn't understand, but like even, watching any movies about Black history or anything like that, like the mention of it, like it was just a scary thing for me. And then to see that in 2020, it's not a federal law and that it's still happening, that was like, bro, what? Like, so that was just, I don't know, I think it was more of a learning thing for me because I didn't know that. Like, I would have assumed, you know, like something like that would be illegal.
Right.
And then Breonna Taylor more so just because it was so relatable. It was so, that could have been me, my best friends, my mom, like anyone. It literally could have been anyone. So I think it was very emotional because it was just so easy to place myself in those shoes of literally just being in my bed asleep and having my life taken away for what?
Right.
Gotcha. So to piggyback kind of on Charisse's question, so I'm an open book, like, so I know, like, coming up when I was in Houston, Texas, we had to focus on like our environment, where we were going, what we were doing, who was with us. Like, we couldn't ride more than 4 deep in the vehicle. None of us could wear baseball caps. Like, all four of us in the car couldn't wear baseball caps. They all couldn't be the same color if we did have on a baseball cap. So we did have them take them off while we're driving, put them back on when we get out the car. So we had to know where we were going, know the environment we were in, and we had to be cognizant of those people that were looking at us. So growing up in Durham, North Carolina, like, you know, again, I met you when you was in middle school. So like, what was it like growing up in the Bull City in the 2000s? Like, what were some of the dynamics and stuff y'all had to do and watch out for when y'all were coming up?
I think it was definitely learning from, because of course my dad is much older than I, and it was learning from the things that he told me, but it was also things that I didn't understand because, like, growing up playing volleyball, I was usually the only one that looked like me. Like, a lot of the times on my teams, like, I was the only Black girl, or maybe it was me and me and 2 others. So it was a lot of, when I was younger, I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand why I had to code switch. I didn't understand what code switching was. I didn't understand why when I called for an interview, my voice rose a couple of octaves and I sat up straight and I wore my hair in a relaxer and I slicked it back when I went here. And when I was in the beauty supply store, I was getting followed around. And like, it was things that were normal to me, but I didn't understand, like, this is not, everybody is not going through this shared experience, but there are people that understand, like,
right.
And I think it was definitely, I really do credit my dad a lot for having a lot of understanding at a young age, even if I wasn't paying too much attention to what he was saying about it. Like, I had that foundation of, this is why certain things are the way they are and why certain people are going to treat you a certain way and talk to you a certain way and things like that. I think a lot of it came with people being surprised at how articulate and educated I was, which of course, like, some people want to chalk it up to, oh, like, you're just so smart for a little girl. That's not what you meant. That's not what you really meant. Like, stop playing with me. And then definitely being in my sport though. I think, yeah, like I said, like, even as a freshman in college, I was the only Black girl on my team. So it's just been like going from Durham to even another place, like, and then just being in Durham itself, like, the city is full of Black history. So as much as that does happen, I'm also surrounded by a very rich history of Paris Street and Black Wall Street and all of that. So, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Going forward, what type of role do you want to play as far as like activism and playing a part in your community and uplifting our people?
I I understand that I have a privilege, that me being a lighter skinned Black woman, that me being in a sport full of white girls, and just being in like a college where I'm able to reach a lot of other communities, that I understand that although it's not my job to educate everyone, I do have a position where I can. And to also just like relate to people who are going through the same things, who are experiencing things and not understanding how to validate it, and just kind of going through it with them, but also using my privilege in this place, like in this space, and starting a conversation where a conversation otherwise may not have been started, and putting things in people's ear, things like that.
So,
Well, have you ever had, sorry, Jason.
no, go ahead.
When you talk about educating and starting that conversation, have you ever had to do it on the flip side, being that you are typically the only African American in your space, like with volleyball? Have you had to like sit down some teammates or whomever and be like, what you're saying is really offensive, I may let it roll off my back, but this really is not appropriate or acceptable?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think freshman year, being the only Black girl on the team, one thing I really had an issue with, love my teammates at the school I was previously at, but an issue I had with the way the dynamic of the school was because I was one of the only Black girls, I was always in the photo ops. I was always the token Black girl. It was like, go get Caitlin, we're about to take a picture. We want to show off the school diversity. And I'm like, y'all got one. But on the flip side, coming here, I will say my team, as well as my coach and the entire staff, has been extremely open to hearing the things that I have to say, because I have had experiences where I've had to sit down and be like, you can't say this, and this is why. And if you have any more questions, we can talk about it. Because I understand, like, a lot of the times, like, the things that they're saying is not out of hatred, it's out of ignorance. It's because they don't know any better, and they're listening to the things that people generations removed who were on the flip side of this are telling them and are telling their parents, and is thus coming down to them. But I will say my team has been extremely open to listen, and they've even come to me with questions, which I really appreciate, because I would rather you ask me than open your mouth and be loud and ignorant, because that's what we're not finna do. Like, no. But my team has been super supportive, and like even with the book and like everything, they've come to me with questions. They've come to me with how can I do better, and what can I do? So I really appreciate that.
So I bought the book. I'm not gonna open and read it until I get my autographed copy signed. Just FYI, but it's okay. I gotta come to Wesleyan and get it signed. Okay, I'll come to Wesleyan and get it signed.
I'll be home. Don't worry.
All right. Okay. I'm just saying. I want my book signed and autographed. But so question. So not to cut you off, Mychal, I apologize.
That's all good.
So do you?
I'm used to it.
Yeah, man. My bad. I'm gonna work on it in 2022, man. My bad. So are you gonna be like giving back to the younger generation and like talking to them about like you talked about code switching, you talked about sitting your teammate, like being one of the only minorities in a group and having to sit down and educate your peers? Are you going to be able to, do you think that's one of your strengths, to do that for the younger generation, teach them how to do that, or you just going to keep them talent to yourself? What's
No, absolutely. I actually will be speaking at a school this January for one of my younger cousins. They're having a Black History Month program, and so I will be speaking there later this month. And I think one thing I realize is when I speak at events and like things like that, I learn a lot. I learn a lot more than just me like talking. I learn a lot from the people I meet, the questions I get. There are questions that make me think like, oh, I'm gonna go read something up and I'm gonna get back to you with an answer. So absolutely, because I do love that.
Gotcha. So we're gonna be looking for a person to take over our teen gym program here in here in Durham, North
I
Carolina.
love that segue.
He was ready.
Thanks.
He was
Yeah.
ready
That's
with
why
it.
you like to get back.
That was smooth.
We'd love to have you, work with
It
us.
was. I like that, Jay.
You like that?
That was
I like
smooth.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So we'll be giving you a call if you're interested. Yeah. Be like an intern. So what are you going? So that's the next. What are you going to do when you graduate? Like, what's the plan?
That's a great question. So right now, I'm interning at NPR's WNC Radio, and I also intern at WHIG-TV, a local TV station in Rocky Mount. So the ultimate goal is I want to be a journalist, news anchor, multimedia journalist. All up in that realm, which is why my degree, like, it sounds kind of broad, but like I want to be able to do everything within that realm. So if I wanted to produce, I wanted to work in the production side of everything, or if I actually wanted to be on camera, which is my goal. But as of right now, I am figuring out. I still have a 5th year in volleyball, so I could come back and get my master's here, get an MBA, get some more experience interning. Or hopefully, I've applied for grad assistantship positions. I've gotten into a couple of grad schools, but I'm also looking at like jobs because I want to still, be in the field until I do get offered a job. So I'm figuring it out.
Okay, all right. So we got.
What about? Go ahead, Jay.
No. Go ahead. You about to say exactly what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, have you thought about like creating your own platform, like doing a podcast or something like that?
Told you.
Haven't, and I get that question a lot because I do the campus news here at Wesleyan, and one of my mentors, he's been on me about like getting a little TV show, on campus, but it's always like, I don't know what I would talk about.
I mean, I think you got a great platform. I mean,
Yeah.
You can ask us.
I mean, anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can always talk about what you're passionate about. You seem really passionate about like what's going on in the world, trying to uplift people, our community and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's something. I did have a question though. When you were talking about like your team being like open and like hearing you out about a lot of things, have you ever faced somebody that was not trying to hear it? Just they were ignorant and they wanted to stay that way, and they didn't want to hear the explanation or how you felt about whatever they were saying?
So not necessarily on my team, but I have had a conversation with a student here, I believe a former student maybe at this point, about their views. And my goal is really never to change someone's views, because you're going to be who you're going to be. And if you let me know who you are, I know where to keep you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like I'm open to having a conversation, because it's different if you're coming from a place of I'm educated on this and this aligns with my values and my beliefs and I'm going to believe this. Okay, that's fine. But I also want you to hear what your views and beliefs on the flip side of it, how those are impacting other people, because you're not the only one thinking that way. And when you have a mass of people thinking that way, that's when you get situations like 2020. Mm-hmm. And so I think on my team, I've definitely had everyone has definitely been pretty open-minded, but there are like people on my team who are conservative, and I understand that. That's fine. That's not my issue. My issue comes when your views and beliefs hurt my people. That's an issue. That's a problem. So I think on the flip side of like the way they're open, I also have to be open to listen and understand, because if your argument is religion, okay, like, well, let's have a conversation about that on that level. So I have to be just as equally as open to understand why you believe what you believe in. But at the same time, I do want you to understand how you're impacting other people. But at the end of the day, that's your decision. Again, I just know where to keep you. That's one thing I love about North Carolina. You know, to be talking about like overt and covert racism. If you gonna be a covert racist, be an overt racist. Go ahead, go off. So I know where to keep you.
Yeah. See see, I agree with your statement. But growing up in Texas, people would always tell you what exactly where you stood and where they felt, how they felt. And I appreciate that. Like you don't have to be. We don't have to be buddy. We got to do a job. We got to do a job. You know, we just won't go to the bar and get a beer after it's over with. So, but it's just, you know, it's good to me. It's good. I like the fact that you're not afraid of the conversation.
Right.
That's big, because some folks don't want to have the conversation, and I think that society doesn't change until I understand you understand your point of view, you understand my point of view, and then we can dialogue about, like, I like how you said earlier that you understand, hey, I'm a light-skinned Black woman, so I get it, not me but you, and so you can see that there's a difference in how you're perceived than say how Charisse is perceived.
Right.
So, yeah. That's beautiful.
I think that was definitely a big thing for me too. Just knowing that, like, I have a position of privilege and that not everyone else is going to have it. And that if I say this, it's going to be perceived as, you know, like, maybe she's just trying to talk it out. But if someone else were to say this, it may be perceived as aggressive. Yeah. And I want you to understand that it don't matter who's saying it. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And it's also dope that you said you weren't trying to change people. I think that's a huge problem. Like, most people have these views and opinions, and when somebody doesn't agree, they're trying to change it or force their opinion, like, on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then that creates hatred between you because you don't want to believe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
you trying to change people will make you just like the other side.
Facts. I see a podcast coming, Caitlin. I mean, I don't know, man. I see it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the producer Michael Davis over here. He got you. Yeah. So just saying. I see it, man. I don't know. I ain't got Betty Davis eyes, but I got the new progressives. I can see it coming. Yeah. So usually at the end of each segue, we always have our guests give our viewers something to hang their hat on, a word of inspiration, something, you know, just something that they can feel, that they can carry them through the week. So go ahead, Kayla, give the viewers something they can hang their hat on, and they can say, oh man, that little nugget is gonna help me this week.
Little nugget. Well, let's see. It is a new year.
It is.
You know, for the new year, everyone always wants to go in. New year, new me. But I think right now, with the uncertain state of, you know, the world that we're just in right now, everything's going kind of crazy. I think it's just important to you go into this year, if you're not trying to be a new person or whatever you're trying to do, you know, set a goal and accomplish it. But I think literally my goal for this week is to get up on time every day. And it's not a huge goal, but I know that one goal will snowball into other goals. I get up every day. I go running when I get up. I go running, I clock in on time. So I think just set a goal, accomplish it. You know, it's nothing crazy, but it starts with small things. And that goes for anything. You want to start a conversation, you want to see people's point of view, start a conversation. It starts with the little things, it starts with the small things. And, you know, it's not something everybody is going to give you different perspectives. And that's important because that's how you learn. So start with the small things, start with the small conversations, start with the small goals, but that snowball into the rest of your life. Have a good year.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man, I like it. Hey, I'm
simple but fire, you know.
Hey, straight to the point, man. I love it, man. Like, hey, but again, been trying to get it on since the summertime, so you can see.
Don't do me.
Yeah.
Blame my mama.
Yeah, hey,
she throw mama under the bus on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna let her throw mama under the bus on that one, but yeah. but yeah, young, like, good head on the shoulders. Hey man, I wish you all the success in the world. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. You know,
I need a job. I need a job.
Okay, all right. What you want to do?
I want to be a news anchor.
I ain't got none. Okay, I see what I can do.
Jason probably got somebody in the bag.
In the back, he knows somebody.
He knows somebody.
They may not be in North Carolina, but he knows somebody.
Yeah.
Go wherever.
You know, I mean,
job.
you know. So here's the thing. I'm like what Mike was saying as far as like building your own platform. Like you have the talent, what it takes. Like, so you wrote a book. So who did you publish your book through?
I used Amazon Direct Publishing, so they did most of it for me.
Okay, so you have the experience as far as publishing a book. So that's one media. You understand the media of publishing a book. So that's an opportunity right there, because there's somebody gonna come behind you and ask you, "Hey, Caitlin, tell me the process of publishing a book." Because to them, you're an expert because you know the ins and outs of it. So that's the first one. The second one is somebody your mentor has talked about, you know, doing a news public, doing a TV show at Wesleyan. Like, to me, that is a great opportunity because you can interview people within the Rocky Mount area. You can interview professors. You can reach back to Durham and pull folks to Durham, and you can do it via Zoom, or if somebody want to ride to Rocky Mount,
So I know somebody at Southside Recreation Center who would be amazing.
Bam.
Ooh.
See?
Okay.
Yeah. See?
That might be on the show.
Yeah. So you might. Yeah. So sometimes, as Michael said, sometimes you got to make your own platform. Like so, because like our platform is I don't know where she went. Oh, our platform is basically just a simple, you know, like friends talking.
Mm-hmm.
You could duplicate the same process, and then kind of go from there. Because I think young people have such ingenious minds. They just make anything out of nothing, and then that's how they blow up.
Right.
Wow.
Because the super dope producer Michael Davis right here can get you right. The man is amazing with these flyers, and like he can help you out. Yeah, of course he's in Seattle.
He's in Seattle, but you know,
yeah,
I can still do some things. So you know, anything I can do to help, I will.
Yeah, I might be on the phone.
Because not only that, like Michael didn't say it, but so he runs a Rhythm of Hope program in Seattle. So I think that could be a way to collaborate, to bring that Rhythm of Hope program down to Rocky Mount. Boom, there it is.
Okay.
And then we have the Teen Gym program that we need somebody to run in Durham.
Nope.
8 weeks from May to July. Bam.
Okay.
Yeah. What was it, 13 to 18?
12 to 17.
12 to 17. And we got a platform and a waiver form you can fill out. Bam.
He ready. He had the pitch on.
I'm just saying, hey, yo, I was talking about this earlier before we got on it.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's why his bag's so big, because you know he be just making them connections, you know, connecting the dots, and yeah.
So my philosophy, man, is you got to pull good people back in to help them pull people forward. So that I really appreciate all that you've done and the things that you being open to come on the podcast, and two, just being transparent. And you know, I think good things are coming your way. You're gonna struggle a little bit in the beginning, but the struggle makes the end more enjoyable.
So much better.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I appreciate that one.
Yeah. You gonna send us an invitation to graduation?
Absolutely.
When is it anyway? May what?
May 7th. Yeah, May 7th. I'll probably have a cookout in Durham because I go to Scotland like right after that. So
Scotland?
Yeah, we're playing in like a tournament, so we'll be down there for a couple of weeks.
Scotland, North Carolina, or Scotland, the country?
Scotland, the country.
Because first of all, it's not Scotland, North Carolina, it's Scotland neck.
Okay, you got me. She said it like Scotland. I mean,
she did. She was real nonchalant about it.
Yeah, like everybody.
I've been saying it so much because I'm excited. So it's just
yeah.
Got me.
Okay. She was like Scotland. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to Scotland. All right. Cool. Well, look, I appreciate you again. If there's anything we can do to help promote Caitlin Leggett, let us know. And if you need some help getting into grad school to be a GA, I'll see if I can't dig in the bag and see if I know somebody, because I might. Yeah.
I love the sound of that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
So thank you for being on.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pleasure.
Yes. So with that said, Mychal, I'm gonna let you do the exit, brother, because I always mess it up. So.
All right, I got you. Well, if this is your first time tuning in, please like, subscribe, and continue to follow us on this journey. If you've been rocking with us so far, keep on keeping on, because 2022 is going to bring a lot more amazing episodes. I'd like to thank my two amazing co-hosts, Ms. Charisse, Lovett, and Jason Redmond. It's always good. It's always good doing this with you guys. And I'd like to thank our amazing guest, Ms. Caitlin Leggett. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I know you got a major calling on your life, so I'm excited to see the things you do and accomplish.
Thank you.
You're all right. What's up?
We're DCR Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. Thank you for joining us. And remember, our goal is not to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody. Have a good night. Peace.
Right.
Down with my dad.